hello. How's everybody tonight? I don't see but one on here currently, so I'm just going to fool around here a minute. My dog's wanting out, but she's going to have to. Hey, Karen. She's going to have to sit here in the floor and wait for Medina. Medina is at her daddy's house. We are parked right next door to him in our RV, and it is pouring down raining. Gracie, just a minute. Just a minute. They're like kids, I'm telling you. Maggie is sitting right beside me. Hey, Maggie. And the cat's on the floor, Moses, and Gracie is down the floor demanding that I let her out. So she's just going to have to wait a couple of minutes. Got to wait a minute. But I hope everybody's good. Gracie, just a minute. But what I wanted to tell y'all about a few things. One is I have not Nebraska. Karen, I've forgotten where you live. Yeah, it's cold. It's chilly here in South Tennessee. It's not cold, but you see, I'm wearing something over my shirt. We are doing good. We're really doing good. Just Gracie down there is in the floor demanding to go outside, even though it's raining. Your mom will be here in just a minute. It's amazing. We can leave them in the RV. We can leave them in the RV for about 8 hours sometimes, and they'll hold it the whole time. Honestly, they've been in here about 2 hours, and she's already demanding to go. But she is definitely going to have to wait she's going to have to wait a couple minutes. Wait. It's funny. I'll be talking to her at night, and I'll ask her if she wants to go to bed. She'll tail be wagging. I'll say, "You want to go to bed?" And her tail will stop. And then when I say, "You want to go," the P word, and man, it just goes crazy. Arizona, how you, Jane? It's supposed to be very cold in 19 or 20 here this weekend, but it has been nice, super nice. Australia, welcome, Suzanne from Australia. Welcome. 74 degrees. Wow. I'd love to be 74 degrees right now. Minnesota. I know it's a little chilly up in Minnesota. It's got to be. I keep watching the news. Please be praying for Ukraine. It's a mess over there, and they keep. And I'm just gonna say a few things here before Medina gets over here and lets this dog out. They keep asking for a no-fly zone over there. We cannot do that, folks. Hope you understand that, because if we did, that would mean we would have to shoot down Russian jets, and if that happened, you're looking at World War III and possibly a nuclear confrontation. So they're not going to do that. I wish that if there was an option like that, but that's just not going to happen. It breaks for the children over there, the women and children, and the people fighting for their country, and all the animals that are they've had to leave their animals behind and stuff, and it just breaks my heart for them too. And I know that a lot of people say, "Oh, well, that's just pity," but our pups are like our kids. And even though one of us being a little demanding here, I really hate it. I hate it for in those little children. Hey, Dana, can you let them out, please? The little bit there is about to go nuts.
Okay, well, they probably aren't going to go out now because I've got the stuff.
Well, Gracie,
Go potty. Come on.
Gracie is.
Go potty, Gracie.
She's wanting to go.
Go, Maggie. Go. Maggie.
But
I'm sorry. You're on.
Yeah, I agree, Jane. Russian citizens don't want this either. You're exactly right. It breaks my heart for everybody. It's like Dino's always said. The rich man starts the wars and the poor man fights it, and that's a lot of times that's the way it is. I'd almost rather just see the two leaders get in a boxing ring and fight it out. But it's real bad over there right now. It really is, and you know, I don't know what's going to stop it. I really don't. I hope it just doesn't escalate to the something further. I did want to catch up earlier this week, well, about 5 days ago, right after we did our last online. Bakersfield, I think it was, filed charges against. If any one of you don't know, filed charges against the adopted parents of the Olson and the West brothers, Olson and Orson West. They filed murder or second degree murder, I think it was, basically child abuse or cruelty to a child, and neglect and filing a false police report. And but today they issued a gag order, was issued in the case, and I read the whole thing, the whole brief basically on it, and what basically the defense had just came out and said, you know, they gave a press conference about this, about the arrest, and the defense got all upset about it because of the way they said it, and indicating that the grand jury, they thought that the DA might have indicated that the grand jury was just like a regular jury, which it's not. A grand jury is based on probable cause to go to trial, and a jury is based on beyond a reasonable doubt. And it does not take a full majority. I mean, it only takes a full majority of the grand jury to get indicted, but a jury takes a full, must be complete. For the criminal trial, must be the whole amount of, like if you have 12 jurors, then all 12 must agree. If you have 6 jurors, all 6 must agree. Some places have 6, not very many, but some of them do. And I wanted to play these. I'm sure all of you know of these arrests, but I'm going to go ahead and play these anyway.
With breaking and gut-wrenching news in the case of those 2 little California City boys now missing more than 13 months. Trezell West, the adoptive father of those 2 boys, has just been indicted on 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of child cruelty and the false report of an emergency. With these arrests and charges comes official confirmation of the worst fears of thousands of people who have been hoping and praying for Orson and Orrin West, just 3 and 4 years old when they disappeared at Christmas time from their home in California City in 2020. The indictment came late this afternoon. As of right now, West is not in custody. There are no charges filed against Jacqueline West, Trezell West's wife and the adoptive mother of the missing boys. Here are some notes that we have gathered today. The boys, again, Orson and Orrin West, they were 3 and 4 years old when they were reported missing. They would be 4 and 5 years old now. The boys first were reported missing at about 5:45 p.m. December 21st of 2020. The boys' adoptive parents are Trezell Philip West and 35 years of age, and Jacqueline Gabriel Vasquez West, 32. The adoptive parents told reporters they were with Orrin and Orson at the family home in California City on that chilly winter afternoon. It was Monday, 4 days before Christmas. Jacqueline West said she was wrapping presents. Trezell said he was building a fire in the home's fireplace. The parents said Orson and Orrin were on the back patio drawing with chalk. Trezell West said he accidentally left the backyard gate open when he stepped outside of the yard to gather firewood. The West said the boys must have slipped out of the yard through the open gate. It was just before 5 p.m. in the evening. Trezell said he immediately realized the boys were gone. He said he searched the house's large backyard for them. He said he and his wife searched the house and said he got in the family van and started searching the neighborhood, calling their names and asking neighbors if they had seen the boys. The darkness fell. Trezell told reporters he realized he needed help. The West called police within hours. Dozens of officers and volunteers were searching that neighborhood, scouring the desert, and repeating the question that has become a mantra in California City and far beyond. Where are the boys? That answer tonight That question tonight still remains unanswered, but Trezell West has been indicted on 2 counts of second-degree murder.
Just the worst.
Well, and I read further, and it's out there further that supposedly they believe the children were killed, 3 months before they reported them missing. That's what I read. But I think I watched the press conference too with the defense attorneys, what they said. But basically that's their job, to defend their client and try to muddy the waters as much as possible. But they did put the judge did put a gag order in effect on this case, which I don't know what the deal is with that, other than what they said here. The Kern County judge Tuesday issued a gag order in this case. The couple accused of killing 2 of their adopted children. They say the couple here, but I guess I don't know that. Did they charge? Did anybody tell me if they didn't end up charging the mother? Because that news report said they didn't. The order bars the attorneys, investigators, law enforcement involved in the case of the mother and the father from speaking publicly about it. It applies to witnesses and court personnel and access to reports filed in the case. Additionally, the judge ordered all search warrants and grand jury transcripts sealed. Prosecutor Eric Smith had requested the gag order, and defense lawyer Timothy Hensey and Alexia Torres Stallings joined the motion. The West have pleaded not guilty to 2 counts, second-degree murder, 2 counts of willful cruelty to a child, and falsely reporting an emergency. They are arrested on March 1st. Yeah, that's what I thought. Both of them were charged.
They said Maggie is the boss, and both of you know it.
Yeah,
That's what Ruth said.
yeah. Maggie probably is the boss, but little bit thinks she is, though. That's the thing. And it's funny because they're all standing here in the floor, eating and moving around. Where are they going?
They're going to. I gave Moses some of the salmon, and so they're headed back there to try to get to it.
Well, you better make sure that gate's not falling down.
The gate's up. Look at him. He ain't worried.
Moses just kind of sitting on the floor like, I'm not getting back in my crib. We got a gate up where they can't get back there. I personally, the problem with finding the children is it sounds like to me they have an informant. Since they're married, one cannot testify against the other.
They can if they want to, though, right?
No, they can't.
They can't.
That none of that stuff. You can't force one to testify against the other.
But if I wanted to testify against you,
I don't
couldn't.
think I think all of that stuff that we talk about between ourselves is privileged. We're a married couple.
But what if I wanted to talk?
I think it's privileged conversation. Anything me and you
I'd
talk
give you
about.
up in a heartbeat rather than go to jail.
If I did something like that, I expect somebody would. But I think somebody I think honestly they probably have an informant, because the defense attorney's saying, well, only reason that arrest was made now because this is a re-election year, and this is a way for you to help get reelected or whatever. But it takes more than that to just put something like this together. Christina said, Mr. Thomas, in your career, did you ever have to deal with anything like this? No, I did work homicide for a while, and I did work robbery task force and a few other special assignments, rape task force, and another robbery task force. But my main career, I did work in general patrol, where I worked a lot of stuff, from death to child abuse to all kinds of stuff. But my main job for almost 20 years of my career was narcotics. And I worked all kinds of narcotics cases. So the only murder case that I really remember being assigned to when I worked homicide was, and I got into homicide by being narcotics, and they had somebody in the, it was a big wig and a big company that got murdered and over drugs, and they pulled me out of narcotics and assigned me to homicide to help work that case. But I have not worked anything like that. I've worked a ton of cases where I've had to testify in court, though. I've honestly think I've testified in court probably 800-900 times. I'm just guessing, but it's been, I did 33 years, so I'm just saying I testified in local court, city court, and county court, and federal court. So, the three things. Do you want to let that boy out?
No, there's a screech owl out there.
Oh, don't want to screech out and get our cat for sure.
He almost got me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he dive at you?
He dove at me, but I was too big to carry off.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now I forgot what I was going to talk.
Okay. Yeah, Maggie's something else. But no, I have not worked personally a case like this with I tell you, we had cases where we were working, we had what they called a molester case where a guy it was called the 5 Points Sexual Molester. He would go down and in this area about 4 miles by 4 miles, and he would break into houses and rape women and run off in the night. And we worked him. I actually got fortunate enough to actually catch him and arrest him, but it was like a year-long investigation by the time that we actually caught him right after the act. Excuse me. I haven't heard from Julie, Sergeant Melinda either. Well, have you heard from either of them?
I was asking our crew.
Okay. Well, I was just reading.
You're so funny.
But how many of y'all did all of y'all hear about that and watch about that? Because I never know. I'll be honest with you. I checked my stuff before I come on, and I ran into it while I was doing my research for today. And I had not been online for.
We've been in the muscadine vines.
I haven't been online for like 4 days. Really, haven't been, other than I did some editing of a video for our other channel, but I did not really go on to Facebook or any of these. Look at even YouTube. Any of the people that do the same thing that this channel's about on YouTube. So I really didn't even know anything about it till earlier today.
We finally got the last muscadine vine trimmed.
Yeah, that is a job, folks. I don't know if you ever done anything like that, but that's a job. But I think they'll probably both be found guilty if the evidence is there, and it sounds like to me that the evidence is there.
Maybe one of the children told.
No, I don't. I think it's going to be more than that. I think that I don't see them charging them with those crimes unless they have the evidence. Usually, the DA will not charge them with charge people with the crime unless they can prove it. I know in federal court, you will not be charged unless they can prove it. That's just the way it is. They don't like to lose anything, and they very, very rarely lose a case in federal court. In fact, I don't know of any case that a narcotics case that I can think of that ever was taken to federal court that ever got lost in federal court. They just won't prosecute them unless they win.
Debbie said 2021 fatalities of DV cases in Colorado report. Stop. I don't know what your problem is. Just chill. Hey, come here. Come here. Maggie, come here.
Hmm.
Let me take
Well,
this off you.
yeah, I just hope in that court case that they present more evidence than they did at their preliminary hearing. And I'm sure they will. I'm sure they did not give away everything they have, but I was pretty disappointed in the fact with the preliminary hearing and the actual arrest affidavit that I read. I thought they had a little bit more than that, but I'm hoping they do. We'll know. I think they're going to try that thing in April
Oh,
or May.
Hey.
Um,
I don't think there's room for all of us up here.
April actually will.
Oh my gosh. Here she comes.
Our dog, I don't know what Maggie. I don't know what's got into her lately, but she has to be. We got all the dogs up here on this little bitty 6 foot love seat. Look at this.
Can you turn around? Can you turn around and okay?
Oh goodness, look at that. We got her, and we got her. The only one that's not up here right now is Moses, and I bet you for a little bit he'd be up here. I don't even see him, but I don't know why Maggie. It might be the weather.
It's okay.
She gets freaked out every once in a while when the weather.
She's just sitting on me.
She's sitting on you.
Yeah.
And I know this is off topic, but earlier today, Medina was outside and I had the window open where I could see out there. And I was going to let Maggie out there, and Maggie was sitting beside me, and she kept scooting over until she got right up against me, and then she leans back against me. I don't know. I guess she just needed to be right here. What I was gonna say. Oh, I was working on earlier today, and I did want to bring up stuff.
Karen said, "I don't think it's right that the previous DV won't be allowed
Here,
at the
hold on
Morphy
just a
trial."
minute.
Okay, what are we doing?
I got to take off my shirt here. I got
Oh, Lord.
I got another shirt on.
Okay, well, I was getting worried there for a second.
Okay.
If we were playing cards, I wouldn't think we were playing that kind of cards.
Yeah, well, it's like I explained to you all about a case that I worked back when I was in patrol, when we had a call about somebody exposing himself in the parking lot in a car, and we ended up arresting the guy for DUI and physical control. Well, I couldn't mention any of that the reason while I was there checking him. I couldn't bring that up to the jury at all in the DUI and the physical control, why I was there in the parking lot, why I was checking him or anything, because that prejudicial to the jury, basically. And it was a jury trial that I was testifying in. So the reason why they're not letting the DV case from earlier is they can't correlate it back to the original crime with Morphew Berry. If they could prove that he had a history of it where it was more than just one time, it was continuously history of it, they might be able to get it in, but they don't want to prejudice. They don't want to call something as caused prejudice to jury, and then see. What you don't want a ruling is, we don't want a ruling in that case, fruit of the poisonous tree.
Okay, so Tarot Reader wants to know, so what's the breaking news?
Well, like I said, Tarot Reader, I don't know if you've been here before. I don't ever remember you being here before, but I ran across, basically, it was about the gag order, and it was about also that the arrests have been made, because I'm not sure that everybody on this list is caught up with the arrest and the charging of them and what they were charged with, And if y'all are, then you're doing better than I am, because like I said, I was very busy this week, and it's my own fault. But I wanted to bring all this out there because we are on only 1 day a week right now, which we are thinking about going back to 2 days a week. But that is it. And
But we have people from Australia
we
and
have,
South Africa
yeah,
and
that might
everywhere.
not have heard this before. They might not. I have just, I haven't had the chance to even dig into it yet and find out all of the things. I wish they had not put a gag order out there, and maybe we could have got a hold of the arrest warrants or the grand jury. All that stuff is public record, but and when they put a gag order on it, it seals it. And usually you can get a hold of the grand jury testimony. You can get a hold of a lot of stuff through the Freedom of Information Act, but you can't, if they put a gag order on it, until the case is actually settled, we might not know what was the reasoning behind it. But, that's it. So if that's all, if it was, you feel like that maybe is a clickbait or something, I'm sorry, that's not what it was, and I appreciate you stopping in. But
Karen said she didn't know about the gag order.
Yeah, well, I mean, it may, I'm sure that a lot of people follow this thing a lot more than I did. I know you did, because like I said, I hadn't been online for 3 or 4 days on really looking at anything, because of we've been working and stuff, doing stuff outside. And we finally got some better internet. I hope it's better anyway. It looks like it's better. But I do want to, I did what I originally was going to talk about tonight. Do we have any questions about this case? You want to know about it? What they've said, maybe I haven't said, that you feel like that you want to ask me about, that maybe in my experience that I've dealt with.
Well, you've had court experience and police experience and lawyer experience.
Well, I did go to law school. I'm just not a lawyer. I never took the bar. But Dina says I know enough to be dangerous.
I know you can argue like a
Yeah.
lawyer. You start out talking about one thing and you end up talking about peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
You do.
But
I don't think they got any questions.
okay. Well, listen. What I was originally going to do tonight is talk about. We always talked about these hikers being missing and stuff, and we in the national parks, and it's something that I saw that. Let me see here if this is the one I'm talking about. Oh no, that's some stuff. This was one of the articles about that, though, where they're talking about the police.
The only question I have is in California, if you adopt children, from what I understand from other adopted parents, is the state continues to pay you for those children until they get out of school. I don't know if that includes college or what, but
yeah,
I mean, so either something happened and they accidentally killed them. They got mad. Well,
apparently he lost his temper and did something, and to both of them, and
or they sold them.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, what will happen to the other children? They probably were taken away.
Yeah, I'm sure that the other children were put into with family members. They want to in Alabama. I can just speak for in Alabama. And my experience in Alabama is if your parents are arrested and you have juvenile children, then what the state will do is they will come in and put those children with a relative, a grandparent, or a family member, if if at all possible. If those children are not involved in the crime, like I'm talking about, say the children didn't witness it, or they didn't weren't abused or something, because if that's the case, they may take them to like DHR and use psychiatrists and they just try to help them out, and they still may do that. But what they do is normally is they place them with a family member first. If they can't find a family member that is, one, willing to take them, and two, they feel like they're gonna have a good home and be taken care of, and not exposed to anything that illegal stuff or over, like
Karen
alcoholic
said, what if they
situation.
help?
Then they went to DHR.
Aren't they too young to have helped?
Yeah, I don't think that's I think if that what had happened, the DA would have said, we've placed X, whatever the age is. I've seen as low as 14 be charged with murder. In Alabama, I've seen as low as 14. Or even, I think they were going to charge somebody at 10. I don't think that's possible, but they put the 14-year-old in juvenile. So up to 16 in Alabama, they place you in juvenile. Over 16 and over, they'll try you as an adult if you're involved in a murder or a real violent crime. What I had researched and wanted to talk about the rest of it, and we'll talk about anything you want to, but I had originally going to talk about with the influx of the camping season coming up and people hiking and being out here. And I was looking at some stuff that happened in Yosemite here of lately, and here's what I read about Yosemite. It says how many people visited Yosemite each year, how many people visited each day. So on average, 4 million people visit the park each year, concentrated in the 7 square mile area of Yosemite Valley. And it says that Yosemite Valley is limited 18,710 people a day and 21,000 visitors a day during the peak times. Similar traffic can seen in the last 7 years, and it's probably more this year.
So do you have to make an appointment to go?
Now I heard recently that if you're going to visit a national park, last year they did this year they may do it, you have to go online and get a permit to visit it, because they only let so many people in the park.
A day permit?
Yeah, it's so many people in the park a day. That's true.
Okay.
If you're going to camp there, unless you're camping there, you automatically get one. So that's what I heard from one of the people that online. But this is the first guy I wanted to talk about. We're going to discuss some people missing. This guy right here, he was a reservist in the Army, and one of the things they said about him is, please don't go tell his family he shouldn't hike alone. I mean, that's one thing I've said a lot, about hiking. And you think as many people that go to Yosemite would run into guys like him. This is Joel Thompson. He's 31. His last seen on September the 6th of 2021. And it says here that he went missing September the 6th, solo hike into the park. A United States Army reservist planned to hike from Hetchy Lake, Elsinore. Is it Eleanor?
Yeah, there's no S.
Okay. Returning September 9th, the park ranger saw him on the first day of the hike near a steep section of O'Shaughnessy Dam. That's believed to be the last known sighting. And he has disappeared. They've never found any trace of him. And as far as I know, they haven't found his backpack or his kayak or anything. Haven't found anything.
Was he kayaking?
Well, they said he may do some hiking and kayaking.
Oh, okay.
And one thing I read, and he may have had a blown up kayak too. You have those kind of stuff. Number 2 was this gentleman right here. He is 69 years old, Robert Judd. Last seen hiking in the park on July 25th, 2021. Authorities are seeking the public's help in locating him. Judge 72, I guess they're saying here, said 69 over there, went missing on a day hike in Lower Merced Pass Lake to Red Peak Pass, July 25th, 2021. He's 5'11", brown eyes, gray hair, and a beard. He was reportedly using trekking poles, navy blue day pack, wearing a dark blue shirt and gray hiking pants when he went missing. And I'm gonna tell you too, there's all kinds of bears in that place. So we're hoping that the bears didn't get him or get some of these people. Let's see if I can get this to come up. This lady here is Sarah Johnson Hughes. She's 54, went missing in Sahara National Forest since late June of 2020.
How can there not be a trace? I mean, I just don't understand.
I don't know.
Clothes or
Sarah
something.
Johnson Hughes, 54, has been missing since July 4th, 2020. And you got to think about July 4th, man, there's tons of people out there. She was camping by herself in Sahara National Forest, which is Yosemite, when she was involved in a solo vehicle crash. Witnesses who saw her at the crash scene said she refused help. She probably got hit on the head. It could have been a problem. Since the last known sighting of her sleeping bag campsite were found abandoned, she's 5'3", 150 pounds of brown hair and brown eyes. And if she could have got a head concussion, that could have been part of the problem.
Yeah.
This gentleman here, Peter Jackson, 74, went missing on September the 17th, 2016 in Yosemite National Park. It says here he went missing after texting his son on September 17th, 2016, that he was hiking to Yosemite. His campsite was found undisturbed at White Wolf Campground, but no sign of Jackson was found. In 2019, his backpack was discovered between Aspen Valley and Smith Peak. He's 5'10" and 155 pounds with gray hair, beard, and blue eyes. This is George Pence. He's, let's see, I can't hardly say it, 30 years old, disappeared on a hike with fellow church members on June the 17th, 2011. According to his hiking companions, he became separated from the group and was last seen at the top of Upper Yosemite Falls. He is 5'10", 240, brown hair, blue eyes. Last seen wearing either a black t-shirt or tank top, gray sweatpants with white stripe down the leg. So if he was up near the falls, he could have very well slipped off the falls, because the falls is there. It is high. Okay. All right. This is Michael Ferry or Fersey, 51, was believed to be hiking the Till Valley on June 21st, 05, when he went missing. 5'10", 165 pounds, shoulder-length hair, gray hair, and last seen wearing faded blue t-shirt, olive or khaki shorts, and a faded red scarf. And he also wears glasses. You wonder how these people just missing without a trace. And without a trace. By the
But,
way, you can't put
okay,
that.
they said there was 1,600 unexplained disappearances in North America's national parks.
Yeah, I saw last time we were in the national park. I saw a sign that said that someone was missing.
Um,
Walter Reinhard, 66, that's my age, likely went on a hike to the White Wolf Trailhead in September 19th, 2002. His car was found at the trailhead a few weeks later. He was 5'8", 145 pounds, gray hair. I got him a little weight. It's not known what he was wearing, although he'd often hiked with a large fanny pack. We hope to visit Yosemite soon.
Not soon.
Well,
Gas is
gas is crazy. 49-year-old was supposed to be going on a backpacking trip August the 14th, 2000. Reportedly had delay it because of an infection. She was last seen either at Yosemite Medical Center or Curry Village that day, and witnesses believe that she may have gone on a day hike in Yosemite Falls to Foresta. In 2008, her backpack was found near Fireplace Creek, which is along the route. She's 5'5", 140 pounds, brown hair and eyes, and her eye and one eye is a prosthetic. So, you really, I mean, with all these people just missing without, what I got at about reading you how many visitors they have is somebody had to see something or run across something. I don't know.
Well, it's like those that had that video of the Gabby Petito van.
Yeah.
They don't know it till they get home and or hear something, and then they start looking. Okay, are you?
This gentleman here, is it? How you pronounce that first word? Kyran Burke. 45, was visiting from Dublin, Ireland, on a hiking trip April 2000. He was discovered missing April 6, 2000. When a park staff noticed that he hadn't checked in out of his lodging, he was last seen the day before at Curry Village, possibly on his way to a hike alone. His family said he was an experienced hiker, 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, black hair, blue eyes. And a lot of people, that's what I've heard all along.
Okay, listen to
They're an
this.
experienced hiker.
How many people went missing in the national parks in 2020? Guess what? The National Park Service does not collect data on how many visitors disappear within the vast expanses of these parks. Indeed, most people turn up on their own accord in a few days. Back in 2020, Plod's estimated there had been over 1,600 unexplained disappearances.
Well,
so they don't keep a data.
Well, what they have started doing a lot of places, like say you're going out to hike this trail, you have to sign in a book and say what time you left and if you're hiking alone and where you plan on going to and when you hope to be back. And I noticed that we were in Grand Tetons and they were doing that on a book. So maybe that's a way to find out if a guy does not check in. Grand Tetons, south of Yellowstone.
Weren't they doing that at Blakely too?
I don't know, but I mean, a lot of parks are starting to do that now, where if you don't come in until the next morning, they would go out and look for you. They might give you a few hours if you're late, 4 or 5 hours, because you never know what you're going to do on the trail. You might decide, oh, well, I'll just camp here. You don't come in the next morning, they come out and look for you. All right, this gentleman, David Paul Morrison, 28, set off in Yosemite Valley to hike Half Dome in early morning hours of May 25th, 1998. He did not return. 5'9", 150 pounds, brown hair, blue and eyes. He's wearing a UCSC Sweatshirt, black pants. Hmm. This one I noticed is not much of a picture here, but can you read that, Dana?
Timothy John Barnes, 25, disappeared on a one-day hike to Polydome Lakes on July 5th, 1988. Witnesses last saw him on the Murphy Creek trailhead around 9 a.m. He is 6'3", 180 pounds, and dark hair and a mustache, and was last seen with a white T-shirt with a red letter F on it, gray sweatpants, and white tennis shoes, and a yellow day pack.
I just don't understand
88.
why nobody can. I mean, these go back. I got 3 more, but nobody's even find bones. Ain't find nothing. I mean, they just like disappeared off the face of the earth.
Christina said they make you sign at some trailheads here in Oregon to check permits.
Yeah. Stacy Ann Aries, 14, departed on a 4-day camping trip with her father on July 17th in 1981. They rode mules with a group of 10 other campers to Sunrise High Sierra Camp. After arriving, the 14-year-old wanted to take a short hike to Sunrise Lake. She departed with a 77-year-old man in their group. The man quickly wearied, took a break. While Aries went onward, she was never seen again. 5'5", 120 pounds. Left the camp wearing a windbreaker, maroon and white striped shorts, gray hiking boots.
Oh my gosh.
14 years old, just disappeared from the face of the earth.
Awful. Yeah, Lake Superior, I agree with you. I think they know how many are missing. They just don't want to put it out there.
That'd scare people away, really.
Yeah, it would. Well, Ruth says she ain't going.
Dickren Net Jim, I don't know how to pronounce that, 20 years old, on a summer break from Cambridge University, England, where he was a medical student, school student. He last seen in Curry Village on July 24th, 1972, asking an employee for direction to the Half Dome. He was 5'11", 180 pounds, brown hair and eyes. Last seen with his Pentis 35mm camera. But still, even if these people fell off Half Dome or fell off these places, look like to me their bones would be found, you know?
Well, a lot
some
of people are saying
traces
their
of
clothes, too.
Yeah, are their clothes?
Somebody, wait a minute, let me see if I can go back and find this. Yeah. Lake Superior said, my sister was at a cabin in northern Minnesota. There was a big storm and a tree went down, and it had an eagle's nest in the tree, and it had several little dogs and cat collars in the nest.
Wow. Little dogs in the nest?
It had little collars.
Oh, collars from little dogs?
And cats.
Ooh. Yeah, have to be careful. And this one is the biggest mystery to me. Okay, this one, I want to read this to you. This happened recently. Recently. Big mystery to me. I've read this over and a lot of stuff. This was the couple they found dead in Mariposa County Sheriff's Office. They were on a hike. They found dead. They found both of them dead. Their 1-year-old child and their dog.
Yeah.
All dead. And they said no foul play. They said that they thought it might be some blooms, poison from some plants that were in the air. They thought about a bunch of different things, but they've said now they think they died of hypothermia. All of them. The dog too. You know, I kind of that's something fishy about this case. I could see the family getting in the water, getting hypothermic, but the dog, I have never seen a dog do that. Jonathan Garish, 45, Ellen Chung, 30, their 1-year-old daughter, and known as says, as well as their family dog was found dead August 17th in Devil's Gulch area of South Fork of the Merced River in the Sierra National Forest. And that's Mariposa. I thought that was Arizona. Mariposa. Let's see what it says.
Probably dehydration.
Yeah, dehydration, hypothermia, possible dehydration and hypothermia. But here's the thing: hypothermia would be if they got in the water somewhere, got too cold, and died of hypothermia. But I just don't get the dog dying too. I'm just telling you. I've seen duck hunting dogs. I was duck hunting with a group, and then we had a black lab that jumped in the water. There was ice in the water. He jumped in and retrieved a duck, came out and shook right beside me like he was freezing to death. I asked the owner, I said, do we cover the dog up or something? He said, no, that's the way they warm up. That's the way they naturally heat themselves up so they don't get hypothermia. So I have a real problem with this thing, calling their dog dying of hypothermia. I really, really do. Said they've had the FBI has had this for multiple months. Revealed showing failed phone calls, text messages, and the last picture they had, I think it was of the river. They did have a text message that said, "Can y'all help me?" or something like that on it.
She said somebody said there's a noise coming from your computer. What kind of noise, Maui? And that Maricopa is in Arizona.
Yeah, I thought so. And it's southern Arizona too. There's a noise coming in my computer.
That's what she said.
I don't hear it. I don't
Maui,
know.
I don't hear anything either. Maui says it's hypothermia. It's hypothermia, elevated body temperature. Hyperthermia, not hypothermia.
Okay, it's hyper.
So it's
but still
elevated. Okay.
But still,
that makes sense, Maui. Thank you.
Yeah, but do you think a dog would die too? I would just think it's just for all of them to die like that, even the family dog. I mean, I kind of think
if the
that's
dog gets hot enough. Yeah, I mean, think
Yeah,
about
but
when your dad
with
got heat stroke.
everybody dying
Well,
the
maybe
same
if they
thing.
were all in the same place and it was hot. Strong static.
I don't know why I'm getting static.
If they were all in the same place and it was hot. I'm not hearing it in mine.
Dina's not hearing none on hers, of course.
Well,
Is it still like that right now? Even when I'm not having a picture up there?
Something rubbing against the mic. Are you rubbing your hand on the mic?
Was this do it? Does that do it?
I bet you that's it.
That might be it. It's these grates on the side over here.
He was rubbing his finger on there like a worry rock.
Yeah, I guess y'all know what a worry rock is. I used to have one.
Listen to this. A young couple and child were found dead at some park recently. It was biochemical thing. If I'm right, stay pray up under the blood with targets. Many people. They said, yeah, that was it.
I just think that it's. I could understand the men, the family, even the baby, but the dog I'm having an issue with because dogs
are so aggravating.
No, I mean you can get a dog and you can be out in all kinds of weather. That dog will survive. I mean, they just it's like built.
I can believe they would die of overheating faster than hypothermia.
Yeah, but I just don't. It's just, to me, it's strange that all of them died, even the dog. I just have a problem with it. I'd love to talk to one of my vet friends and see what he thinks because, and I'd love to see what kind of dog it was too.
Okay.
If it was a real furry dog.
A furry dog. Okay. Is that all of them?
That's it.
The couple, baby, and dog. It was volcanic gas.
Well, yeah, that's what somebody said, but
Was there a volcano
they
around there?
the FBI said toxicology didn't show any of that. See, that's what I'm saying here. That see where it's in here, I was seeing it.
Okay. Listen, you got bad breath. Both of you do. You got fish breath. Talk to your friend and share his thoughts.
Toxicology test results. The autopsy, based on the autopsy's toxicology. I can't even talk tonight. Toxicology.
Toxology.
No, it's not toxology. It's toxicology. I don't know. I can't even think. I can't think of it.
Where's the word?
What?
Where's the word?
The word
toxicology. Toxicology.
Toxicology.
Toxicology.
No, it's toxicology. Toxicology. I don't know. Also, want to remind you to everybody to share this. If you didn't last time, copy and share it on your Facebook. Be on the lookout. That is definitely an abduction. I have not heard anything about Olivia Fowler. Toxicology.
Toxicology.
Okay. So it's not toxicologist.
Toxicology.
Okay. But anyway, haven't heard anything about Olivia.
In the South, we just said that was toxic.
Yeah, it's just toxic.
So I wanted to share something with you guys that I heard on the news last night, ABC News. The thing that's going on in the Ukraine right now, and the people are fleeing. They can use money, of course. We don't give to the American Red Cross because only 10 cents of every dollar goes to the people. The rest of it goes to their administration fees and stuff. But they were talking about over there, there are people here in America and all around the world that are renting Airbnbs in the Ukraine and with not intending to go. What they're doing is, this is a way that the people that own the Airbnb are getting the money immediately. And
Airbnb is waiving their fee.
Yeah, Airbnb is waiving their fee, and you can rent some places for $10 a night. So if you wanted to, to give $50 to somebody, then you could rent their $10 room.
Only rent the ones that have reviews of other people staying in it prior, because then it's a family.
Right.
It's not like a giant conglomerate or whatever.
Linda Ann, I agree. Samaritan's Purse, the one that I give to at home when we're giving, like at Christmas time, I always give to the Salvation Army, because 99% of every dollar they get goes to the people. But Samaritan's Purse is a good one.
Yeah, we have a friend that I have two friends that work with Samaritan's Purse. They go out and do things. One is a pastor. He was a police officer for 30 years, retired, and now he's a pastor, and he actually travels with them, goes to everywhere. I don't know if he's going to Poland, but he does go all over the United States with their disaster, the tornadoes. I think they're going sending a groups up there to Iowa, the tornado, and
oh my goodness, Mac.
Then also, I think he's one of the main guy that when they go up to places, he's actually one of the people that are in charge of it.
But if you get a chance and you want to give to a family, then watch, go through and pick out somebody in Ukraine, look at their reviews and stuff. I know one of the girls rented for $10 a night, rented from a lady, and the lady contacted her per email and said, "You just don't even realize what you've done for us." They were just very pleased.
Okay, well, it's been an hour, and my dog's about to drive me crazy. And
It's raining and you got to take them out.
What?
Yeah, because you said I might melt. That's why you left the umbrella over there for me, so I can't go.
Did you carry the umbrella back with you?
Yeah, just for you.
Mm. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
he is, Rue.
what's that?
The prince of the power of the air is working overtime, causing havoc in every way he can. That's why God gave me my word today. This year is resolution.
No, not resolution.
There's going to be a resolution. It's going to be resolved.
Okay.
That's all the.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming, and I hope I didn't put out something that was, I think the other gentleman that was here thought I might have put out some
The lady.
lady clickbait or whatever, but that's not what it was. I honestly did not even know it to today. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Um,
Go over and watch our videos. We got a good video coming up of a place that we went and ate at. The place
It'll
was
be
built
out
in 1890.
I'm hoping I can edit it and get it out by tomorrow. Is tomorrow Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to get it out by tomorrow. Hopefully, if not, it'll be out Sunday.
But it was 1890s it was built in, and we ate in this place. The food was amazing. The thing that was the best for me was the guy that owned it and his wife. How sweet they were.
They were John and his wife. They were awesome. Go out and check out. If you haven't subscribed to our channel over there, we would super appreciate it if you would. And click that little bell, and that'll let you know when we're coming on. Having a tough time getting 1,000 subscribers. I mean, very tough. I'm at 825 and I've been stuck there for about 3 months. So I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, Ruth said, when are you in Tommy's channel getting going? I want to sub. No, you are busy people. Just wondering. The channel's already up.
Yeah, our channel's up.
The channel's been up for over a year.
Yeah, both of these have been up for over a year. On this channel, we were 3 days a week. We went down to 2, and now we're down to 1 day a week right now, just because when we're traveling, it is so hard to do everything we got to do and be here more than 1 day a week. But we are looking at maybe going to 2 days a week here. But our other channel is 2 days a week. We publish video 2 days a week on Wednesdays and Sundays. So, and we got 140 videos over there if you want to check us out. It's the 1 million mile road trip. In fact, I'll put that back up here. This is right in the center of this. That's actually the YouTube /C/1 million mile road trip, or just look it up on YouTube. Is the 1 million mile road trip. And you go over there. Like I said, we got about 140 something videos up on that right now. Would appreciate if you would go over and subscribe.
She's talking about Tony and Thomas.
Okay. We are working on that. I
forgot.
I have not talked to Tony this week, actually, because we've been so busy working here with her dad on his muscadine vines clip. If you don't know what that's all about, we're pruning them up, and it takes about an hour to do one vine. And he's got 50 vines, and besides that, we'll stop and we'll go over and plant one or plant a new one. So and the vines are about 8 inches around. They're huge, the big vines like that. But it takes a while to do it. If 2 or 3 of us, take about an hour to do one of them. But we are gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and I'll probably talk to Tony this week about it. If not, then I tell you, it would be probably a good time for us to do it. Is when Dina goes to Georgia, and I'm here for 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days here by myself, and just me and the dogs. We'll be here. I'll be down in Albertville. And
he'll survive without me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at off the grid,
A bachelor,
camping off the grid,
a bachelor with 2 blondes in the RV with him.
and one black-headed one, black-headed boy. I'll have the animals with me. Okay, well, God bless y'all, and we hope to see you later. And I will get that out on our community page when me and Tony get on ours too. Y'all have a great night. We love y'all, and God bless every one of you.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah, what did I do?
I don't know. We're still there.
Am I still there?
We're still there.